Hey, everybody. We are live with my man, Jimmy Webb. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I got the privilege to write your description for today's video.
I read
You did read it? Yeah, so I put a little love on it, but for those of you who don't know, Jimmy started working with us. Known Jimmy for quite some time. He's worked with some of the top marketers in North America. He's from the Dallas area. He's got a background in finance. He knows a little bit about soccer. And if you let him lie to you, he'll tell you he knows judo. But we won't digress. My man Jimmy is one of a kind. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories during today's interview. But for now, what I want to do is I want to really dive into Jimmy. You know, a lot of people. First of all, I want you to tell your background on what made you decide to get into real estate. And then more importantly, I want to debunk the myth that EXP is not for new real estate agents. And so I'm going to throw it over to you and you can kind of tell a little bit of your backstory.
Man, I mean, I think, yeah, it all kind of started in meeting you. Well, actually, you don't know this, but I've had a couple brushes with real estate in the past. First was with a buddy of mine whose brother was big into it. Dude, I was out there hanging door hangers for him, and dude, all summer I was out there.
You said I thought it was me.
No. Well, I'll get there, but just real quick. I mean, I remember listening to Outwitting the Devil in my headphones while I'm running around from door to door, hanging door hangers on stuff. And, that never really panned out. I think he had to move back to Lake Charles or something for something, and it just never really finished. And then another one was my buddy, actually my doubles partner from high school, wanted me to, we got reconnected. We started working out. Michael, if you've ever, I know you're starting to work out a little bit now, man. And so plyometrics, this guy played volleyball overseas at a professional level, and he invited me out doing plyometrics. Dude, if you ever get to do plyometrics, you got to do it. I've never felt more flexible and explosive in my entire life than those 2 summers that we were hanging out. But he went down to Austin to start an apartment locating company. He asked me to come down there, and I was like, man, I don't really want to go down to Austin. I like Dallas. And so I didn't go there. He offered to pay my license and everything. I was like, man. But then, things happen. And, through, Derek and Travis, I met you. And, obviously we started doing some video stuff together. And then, yeah, man, I think just eventually it was like, I'm building out these funnels for all these agents all over the country. And I'm like, man, like, why am I on the sidelines? I need to get in the game. And so, it just made a lot of sense for me to pick up my license. And here we are.
So you got your real estate license, but my question was, let's debunk.
Oh, for new agents.
Yeah, because you're a new agent, and so for those of you who don't know a little bit of the backstory, from my perspective, Jimmy was shooting videos. He had the opportunity to kind of witness from afar, not only us get into EXP, but also through some of his relationships of people that were in real estate that he was working with, watch them make the move. And Jimmy, not having to be the smartest kid in class, never was. But he does like to sit next to him, as old Jay Kinder said. Jimmy was a quick study, and he jumped over. But his background, Jimmy was helping Woods and I build out sales and marketing funnels. So you made the leap over, and we could literally get into a bunch of different discussions. But one thing that Jimmy was hired to do specifically was help with video. And so, Jimmy, you've been able to connect the dots in, again, practicing that same methodology of finding the people that have what you want and learning from them. So you've taken your background in video, which was a skill set that you acquired, the funnels and marketing that you've also acquired. This is what I'm probably the most proud from being able to witness Jimmy is, you know, you didn't build marketing sales funnels. You didn't do video. You shared with me the story of when you were like, hey man, I'm a crack the code on this video. So you're just a learner. And so you learned videos, you learned marketing and sales, you hopped into real estate. And next thing I know, you're working with multiple 7-figure home buyers and talking about, you know, building a real estate team, and you really just started. And most people, I think that's a paradigm shift.
Yeah, I mean, well, credit to my partner Levi as well, who you know, saw what I could do with video, and he had this YouTube strategy that he wanted to execute on it, and he kind of broke it down for me, and I was like, dude, yes, like let's go. YouTube became very attractive for a lot of reasons, mainly for me. You know, leverage is kind of a key word, and so the ability to have a video that's out there, that's searchable, that's out there when I'm asleep, Mike, that video is working for me, whether it's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock at night. We have people watching our videos at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know who those people are, but we get those calls. And so, you know, just that strategy really kind of changed the game. And then we're just putting out value that people are searching for, and just attracting those people to us. And it's been a fun experience, to say the least.
Nice. And so, so you hit the ground running. You're now literally helping people, you know, helping people with buying and selling homes. Why EXP? What from your perspective? I mean, now that you kind of give me a little bit of, you know, you from door hangers to now EXP, you know, what changed for you?
Well, so obviously being associated with you, it was kind of an easy transition. But I will tell you, and I don't think I've told you this, Mike, but you know, when we were having the conversation about, well, who should I go under and everything, I actually interviewed 4 different brokers. You know, I went to Keller Williams, obviously, you know, everybody knows KW. Went to a boutique brokerage, see what they were about, a luxury brand, and then another big brand that everybody knows. But I asked them one question. It was the same question. I just wanted to get one question answered really from them. Was, what is the main reason that people join X, right? And what I found, Mike, was every single answer that they had, it didn't matter what it was, whatever arena that they were talking about, whatever benefit, feature, whatever it was, EXP's setup was better. It was more beneficial to the agent, you know, in every aspect. And so that was kind of an eye opener for me, and just kind of confirmed, you know, the vision that I had already kind of seen through. I mean, I've been around a lot of business models, studied a lot of business models my entire adult life, and it just kind of really confirmed that EXP was going to be really the only obvious choice.
So now, fast forward, you joined EXP, you know, and I think there's a lot of, you know, I guess from your observation, why do you think people would come to the assumption, not a lot of people, but why do you think some people would come to the assumption that EXP might not be for new agents? And can you shed any light if somebody out there heard that as a rumor, you being a new agent who made the move over to EXP? Could you shed any light on, you know, what you think that concern would be and what your, I guess, reality was?
Well, I mean, it's kind of, let me try to put myself in their shoes for a second. I mean, you know, so you're a new agent. What's important to a new agent? I mean, obviously you want the training. Actually, I just had a phone call with a friend of mine who, you know, we're talking about partnering up, right? And she was saying that, you know, training is the biggest thing, right? So she's at another place, and on day one, they're talking about contracts. Well, she's like, well, first I got to get to the point where I'm writing a contract. I need to learn the stuff that will get me there first, like the marketing, you know, the relationship, like what do I say? What do I do? How do I get a client, number one? And they're just kind of skipping steps or whatever. And she was kind of frustrated with that. And, I think that, man, it's just a different culture at EXP as far as for a new agent. The training is, there's too much training. It could be the reality, but that just means you have a plethora of options to choose from. And, the other piece of that is that people are actually aligned to your success. So if you have a question, if you reach out, closed mouths don't get fed, obviously, but if you reach out, then people would love to share their secrets. I know that that's kind of a shock to some people. It's weird to hear agents, talk, because the norm from what I've heard and seen is it used to be that, like hell would freeze over before the top agent shared their real secrets, right? And dude, if I've got secrets, I'm trying to give it away because I want you to crush it, right? And so like I said, the culture is just completely different and just an incubator for success if you're a go-getter, right? If you sit at home and you don't do anything and don't reach out to anyone, then we can't really help you because we don't really know that you have a problem. But if you have a problem, you go up the line. Everybody would love to help, and we all have different skill sets that people can tap into, and so it's a great setup, I think, for new agents.
So, well, I got a question. I got a question for my broker. How do I have a question for my broker? I would think as a new agent, one of the things that, when you ask that original question, let's put ourselves in their situation, which should be easy for you. But for me, would have been writing my first contract, right? Writing an offer, going out on a property where maybe it has mineral rights or a septic tank or, into a real estate transaction where I need actual real help, not trying to get a customer, not through marketing, not through YouTube, but to really do something for a customer that I've never done before. After selling literally homes, hundreds and hundreds of homes, I remember one day someone asking me a question and I was answering it. And I said, I'll never forget being in your shoes where I didn't know the answer to these questions. It'll just come over time. Was that ever a concern for you? Or have you had any experiences where, you felt like you needed support and you didn't have a place to go?
Well, it's funny because you bring that up, and that happened to me last week, right? I had to fill out something that I've never filled out before, and what did I do? I went into the world and got behind my little avatar with I got a cowboy hat in my avatar, man. So got in there, went into the Texas broker room, and the lady greeted me as soon as I popped up into the new. I don't know what to call it, but just that new room. And she was like, hey, how can I help you? Whatever. I told her, she said, all right, go into this room. Somebody will be right with you. And yes, sure enough, somebody came in there, after not too long and, boom, got it done. It was kind of a silly question, a super kind of beginner question, but she was super, super awesome and just patient about it. It was, couldn't have been a better experience, so, yeah, it's kind of funny that literally just happened to me a week ago.
Man, listen, I like the EXP world. And speaking of like, if you like EXP world as much as I do, then make sure you smash that like button wherever you're watching this video, because we want to share this with so many people out there. There's so many people out there that right now get into real estate by default. They come from an occupation, maybe like yourself, Jimmy, where it wasn't completely on your radar, but things happen in your life where it's like, oh, this is coming back on my plate again as a legitimate opportunity. And I just wanted to make sure that people, after watching your success, and I think, you've crushed your YouTube channel. I don't know if you want to share anything about your strategy, but the main thing is how would people go find your YouTube channel if they wanted to check it out?
Well, so we actually have two. So one, and I'll give it to you, but I will say that as part of, if someone's interested in doing YouTube, you don't really want to give it out to your friends and family and things of that nature, because we want it to be organic, right? So if you want to go find it, by all means, go and find it. It's called Living in Dallas, Texas. My partner Levi and I are really, it's really starting to snowball now, and it's really, really exciting. But then the other one is called Digital Agents, YouTube for real estate agents, where we're teaching a lot of the back end stuff of how we're doing all the things on that main channel, right? So you can check out either one. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and a little bit of the backstory, like I said, Jimmy has helped. How many funnels you think you built, Jimmy?
Oh, dude.
For real estate agents?
Probably over 600.
Yeah. So Jimmy, like, he's been building marketing and sales funnels. So he has this digital agents channel as he's really crafted his skill from, knowing what funnels to build, what calls to actions, how to leverage everything from retargeting to, calendars, integrating your calendars, different types of calendars, just everything. He's really became a student of, and now has helped some of the top agents across North America with their funnels. But in addition to what he's saying is that he has a YouTube channel where it's consumer face, where he's actually generating buyers and sellers and wanting to now leverage a team in the future to handle those buyers and sellers. Then over here, he's got another channel where he's teaching what he's doing on YouTube and all the great things that he's learned. So I think as an agent, you probably want to go check out that other channel as well. What are you most excited about, man, when it comes to your real estate career looking forward? What excites you?
Man, just growing it, duplicating what we're doing, right? That's kind of our next step. I mean, Levi and I are talking about, obviously we've proven the strategy works. And so, we're really excited about partnering with, other agents out there who want to really crush it on YouTube and do it that way. And I mean, obviously, you made fun of me when I was down in Puerto Rico for going after the short money, but then that real estate, getting that experience, doing transactions and things like that. Our goal is to do 50 million in GCI in our first year, and so I know that's a big goal. It's kind of people like don't really hear about that is what I've found out, but it's very possible. I mean, we're only in, March 11th. So we're right about 3 months into our YouTube channel. We've got, I think it's 22 million already in the active pipeline. Like, these people are pre-approved. They've been on the Zoom call. They know, like, and trust us. They respect us. They're, and they're actively looking to move. And so, I hope we go over 50, but 50 is our goal.
Yeah. And one thing is because we are on this interview, I'll let you repeat the past. But I don't think I ever made fun of you. In fact, I think I hired you to create a YouTube channel for me and paid you for 12 months and ended up with one video, but we won't digress. So I think when I hired you to work on our YouTube channel, it wasn't going after the short money. I think that and this is I'm glad you brought this up because it's going to make it a great interview. One of the things that you have done. So when did you get your license?
What was it? Last summer, I think, or last fall.
When did you officially start with EXP? What date?
Oh, I don't remember.
Well, you started with me in March of doing what we did. I got back from Canada on March 1st, 2020. I flew straight to go snowboarding, and when I got back from my snowboarding trip, the day I landed, 3 days later, they shut down the ski lifts, and you came to my house, and it was mid-March was when we pivoted, and you had been with me for about 30 days. Right. Working at some capacity because I considered taking you on the snowboarding trip. The point, though, is in order to get those YouTube videos. But my point that I'm trying to make is you've been here but you weren't licensed then. You ended up helping. When did you actually enroll in real estate school last year?
It was in the summer. I know that. I don't remember months at all.
So we'll just say 6 months. We can look it up. It's online, but we'll just say 6 months.
Okay.
But in the last 6 months, okay, how many people have joined? So you have, see, what people don't understand about EXP, and this is a huge thing to debunk, is because a lot of people, and one of the most discussed questions or most common questions is people like to learn about the alternative revenue streams. And I think that, based upon your past, looking at the sticker that was on your former computer and understanding what things you've done in your past, is that you had some experience in direct sales. And so obviously at this point, you've been at EXP for, let's just say 6 months, give or take a month or two. Sure. How many people are in your total rev share group now?
The last I checked, there were 53 in my organization.
Okay. So let's just stop here. So the reason why that's important is because you're talking to a guy who's been with EXP for roughly 6 months. He doesn't even know. He's got over 50 people in his revenue share group, which if y'all knew what that could potentially be worth, if you took the value of that and the value of something else and you measured them out over time, one of them is going to be extremely valuable. I wish that I could go back to my 6th month in real estate and had 53 people in my organization and growing, because I know of some of the people that are in your organization that are still growing. And
I talked to Derek last night. He said it was higher. I haven't checked since, but
yeah, well, I would be far-fetched to say that you're probably on path to break a record that's never been done. So I wouldn't say that it's long game, short game. I think you're doing a pretty damn good job playing both games. With that being said, there's a lot of agents out there that I think can learn a lot from you. And that's why I was so eager and excited, because I think you were one of the best students that I've been around who's actually paid attention, asked the questions, implemented, and did a good job on, especially in the digital world. So guys, if you get a chance and you want to learn, make sure you go check out the digital YouTube channel. I don't remember what you called it. It was something like digital
agents YouTube for real estate.
There you go. So go check that out. Hopefully he'll have some videos on there in the future. I'm sure there's a couple, but if you're wanting to buy or sell a house in Dallas, or specifically in like the trails, tons of videos. But if you want to learn how to sell more real estate, he's excellent at teaching you, and he's committed to pumping out those videos, because I know what Jimmy's done for a lot of the people that I know, and he's literally made their phone ring. So excited to see you working on that project and helping so many agents out there, even though you're brand new.
Hey, I learned from the best, my man.
Even though you're brand new. So what else you got? What else you got for me? Is that it?
Dude, what's actually funny is, I've been in direct sales, like you were talking about, for a while, and I distinctly remember, and actually I'm not too far from that office, but we were sitting around a table one day, and it was we were talking about, man, like, what would be the coolest company to work for? And we were like, dude, if they could ever do a real estate company with a network marketing business model, that would be. But and the truth is, that was probably in 2014. So EXP already existed, but we just didn't know it. And I remember going on Google and typing in, like, trying to find it. Of course I didn't find it, but who knows, man? Yeah, could have been a lot. That would have been real cool to find it.
Brother, there's people who have been at this company for years and years and years that are super more knowledgeable, that would trade spots with you for what you've done. And I want to point something out. It's because you've come from a place of giving and helping, and you've been on the phone with literally hundreds of people. And you could have probably went out and did stuff in the financial space. I know your background and made more money, but you went with the things that you were passionate about and the things that continue to make you grow. And the fact that you never know how many people are in your revenue share group just tells me that you're not, waking up every day trying to count the pennies. You're out there honestly waking up every day thinking about what amazing content you can produce out there to create value in the marketplace. And it's with that mindset that you're finding such great success. And I think it's all because you read the book Digital President.
Where is it? I got it right here somewhere. Yep.
All right, man. Well, how will people get a hold of you if they wanted to reach out to you?
Man, any way possible. I mean, I'm on all social media platforms. Jimmy Webb Jr. You can text me if you want.
Let me give you some coaching, Jimmy.
Okay.
In marketing, you don't want a leaky funnel. One specific call to action, and say, and this is what you want to say. Well, you can do this to this number. Very specific. If you give them too many options, they'll be like, oh, well, I'm going to do this. I'll get around to it. Give me one thing, the easiest way for people to reach out to Jimmy Webb.
The one easiest way is going to be to text 214-728-6833.
33. Is there any times of the day that you don't want them to text?
Man, you can text me at 3:00 in the morning while you're watching my YouTube channel. I probably won't answer you until I wake up in the morning, but
which is usually early, which is really early.
What's that?
Which is usually early.
Yeah, I get up at 5 every day.
Yeah. You don't get out of bed though, because I do talk to you sometimes at 5, and I have been there when you're still actually in bed working from bed. I don't know if that counts. You didn't actually get up.
I do is I go into the kitchen. I chug my glass of water. I grab my computer on my way back to bed, and I'm on my computer in bed, laying down.
Okay. It counts, man. Well, thank you so much for jumping on, man. I really do appreciate it. I reached out to Jimmy. If you like interviews like this, make sure you do subscribe. We're going to be doing some more interviews this week and next week where we're sharing, some of the different agents that have joined here recently and partnered with us and sharing their success story, why they joined and what success they've had. If you want to reach out to Jimmy Webb Jr., go ahead and text him at 214-728-6833. And with that being said, Jimmy, as always, it's a pleasure. I'll see you at the top.
Or at the beach.
Up from the top. Thanks, brother.
See ya.
See ya.